Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, and welcome to the Fill My Mug podcast. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, and welcome to the Fill My Mug podcast. I'm your host, Elizabeth Adebayo, and today I am here with the 40 environment-loving Ethiopian girl.
Hi, I'm Sara. I'm an environmental studies major, the law and public policy minor. I'm from Colorado, which is in the Rocky Mountain West, by the way. Like people know where that is. And happy to be here. Lizzie and I have known each other since our freshman year. Met at church, and we've been friends since. And I'm excited to talk today. So, yeah, thank you for having me.
Also, shout out to Sarah for bringing the tea because I didn't actually make any tea because I ran out of tea. And I thought in the second episode when Mecca didn't have tea, I was like, there should probably be tea. So we have tea today. Thanks to Sarah. Yes. And I forgot to say this, but welcome to the third episode of the Fill My Mug podcast. But yeah, I forgot to say that at the beginning. But you know what? If the title will tell you that it's episode 3.
Exactly.
Anyways. But yeah, so for today, Earth Month did end yesterday because today should be May 1st. Yes, today should be May 1st. So I want you guys to use your imaginations and pretend that today is tomorrow or sometime in April. But, because April just ended. So, like, it's technically still, you could technically say it's still April if you wanted to.
Okay.
But, yeah, because the timing was off. Anyways, but we're going to move past that. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about sustainability and the environment and Earth Month.
It's not boring, y'all.
Combination.
Do not click out.
We're going to talk about everything. But yeah, so to start off, we're going to do some icebreaker questions just to lighten the mood. And the first question is, if you were a plant, what kind of plant would you want to be and why? I'll let you answer first.
Okay. So I am not picky. Fun fact, I don't like questions like these.
Oh.
No, because I know icebreakers are important. That's how you get to know people, what they like, what they don't like. But I just like, I feel like I have to dig through my brain and like find an answer. And I'm also indecisive, so I think that has to play a role in it. So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna just choose like any type of tree. I'm not picky, but if I was being logical, I would choose like a tree in the Amazon rainforest because they sequester the most carbon. And we could talk about that. They take up the most carbon dioxide in the atmosphere the fastest, and that is the cause of global warming. So, I can
So you
just
want to
be that.
be a plant that helps the environment.
Yes, I can do that. And they're pretty and they're tall and they have good coverage, like a canopy, so they give shade. I'm not
So many
shady.
benefits.
It's just, yeah, shade is good. Good for us. So that's what about you?
This is the first thing that came to mind. I would want to be a Venus flytrap because I feel like that would be kind of because like in all those shows that you watch as like a kid, like if they're like a scary like monster or something, they always look like a Venus flytrap, and I just thought that was funny. So I feel like I want to be a Venus flytrap, flytrap. But yeah, I feel like that is the plant that I want to be. Question number 2 for icebreaker. What's the most random fact to know about the environment? I don't really know any, so this is a you question.
I probably know something better, but I just thought about like if you think about like a food pyramid where it's like carnivores, like big apex predators at the top, like lions, tigers, and then you think like under that like deer, gazelles, and then under that I think plants. It's like just like what eats what, and then at the very bottom of that is decomposers, and a really popular decomposer is fungi or like bacteria, like mushrooms. So that's like a fun fact, I guess. Like if you ever see mushrooms in the wild, I know I was only used to mushrooms like from eating them, and then I saw mushrooms in the wild before, and I was like, "What is happening?" But yeah, I guess that's the fun, weird fact. Like they're really important to the ecosystem, to the environment, and yeah, we need them. So they look gross and like funky, but they're important.
A lot of things look weird, but they're important. You can't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Side note, I used to hate mushrooms. Like I thought mushrooms were so nasty. Like anytime someone put mushrooms in my food, I would slowly pick them all out, especially on pizza. Like if I ever went to church or a function and that like we only have veggie pizza, I'm sitting there picking all of the mushrooms off before I eat said pizza. But now that I am a junior in college, I've hit the age of 21, I'm like, it's never that serious. And then like if people cook mushrooms the right way in a dish, it's actually kind of fire.
No, they're
It's actually pretty good. So I've learned to appreciate them more. And also, there's so many like interesting and cool foods in the world. Why would you be picky? Like I don't understand picky eaters. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. Like you're missing out on so many good
my
foods.
little brother.
Like unless you're allergic to it, like there really is no need to be picky. And even some foods, like they look kind of smell weird, but they still taste good. So you just have to like get over the things that are limiting you from trying really good things and just
Hmm.
just eat it because you never know if you'll like it or not. And if you don't, that's also okay. But at least you tried it.
Exactly. That was a good spiel.
But okay, so now we're gonna get into the actual questions. So these are mainly questions. Yeah, these are so basically we're doing like a quick little segment. These are all questions about Sarah. So don't think of it like an interrogation or an interview.
Okay.
But yeah, okay. So question number one: What sparked your interest in environmental studies?
Good question. I think I was always interested in like conserving. Just like I thought that was just like what you were supposed to do, like saving water, like when you're not using it. Like my brothers were brushing their teeth and they just left the water running. I was just like, turn it off. It's not
No,
being
yeah, I'm
used.
that person in my house. If I see any
Yeah,
lights on or something, I'm running
exactly.
up and down the
The
stairs,
lights.
turning all the lights off, turning off the water.
Yeah. And my mom would get annoyed sometimes because she's like, I'm still using the light. But like, I'm not that like crazy. Like, if there's people in the room, I'm not going to turn the light off. But
Like if I don't think
oh,
you need it, I will turn the light off. I've been
okay.
told that I should
You're
turn it
better,
on.
better
Like
than me.
it should be off. Just yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was just common sense
You
for a
should
long
be.
time. Yeah. And then I took AP Environmental Science my senior year of high school, and I never heard of like this subject before. Like even before that, all I knew about the environment was like save the turtles through like getting rid of plastic straws, like switching over to metal straws. And that was when the whole Visco girl thing was happening, like scrunchies. And
That was the time.
yeah, I was not a Visco girl, but the turtles, like when they started talking about the turtles and like plastic in the ocean, I was like, wait, this makes sense. Like,
Everyone had a turtle sticker on their water
yeah,
bottles.
metal straws.
Metal straws.
Yeah, that was it. So that was right before I started taking AP Environmental Science, and then I took that course my senior year, and I was like, wait, this is so interesting. And then it was crazy. Like the following summer, I was involved in a teaching fellowship in Denver at home, and the class was it was through an AmeriCorps program, which I think is getting eliminated now because
What's
it's like a
America?
government program. It's just like a government program that like oversees services and like stuff. But yeah, anyways, it was called Generation Teach, and then um, I signed up to teach a law class, and I didn't know what type of law it was gonna be, and it was environmental law. And so that was crazy. That was really cool.
Who are you teaching?
It was rising like sixth graders
Oh,
in like the Denver area. It's kind of like summer school, but it's not like connected to their school.
did
It
you get
was
like
just like
credit for it, or is
enhanced.
it like more of a
No,
volunteering
no, I
type?
got money. I
Oh,
got paid.
period.
I got
Period.
paid. So that was cool. It was just random. There were actually because it was a fellowship. It wasn't just like an internship. Like
Oh, okay.
it was like dedicated. So like a lot of people in there actually wanted to be teachers, which I didn't know until like I just finished high school. So I
Did
was
you ever want to be a teacher?
I've considered it a lot. Like I love kids, but then also just like teaching like at a college level would be cool. Like I feel like if I had the time, like it would be
Yeah.
cool
Do you
to
have like a
teach.
preferred grade of kids that you'd want to teach?
Ooh. I I really like the like kindergarten is really cute, but
Oh
like
yeah.
but
Little kids are looking kind of nasty. If I'm, they are.
but they're
Yeah.
so cute. But like maybe like late elementary. I like middle school though.
Middle
Like
school. I feel
it's
like
hard, but
yeah, I
they're
feel like middle school students are kind of hit or miss, depending on
yeah.
like the stuff they listen to, like what they grew up around. Because I did, um, what is it called? Where do you work at?
Oh, JEP.
Yeah, I did JEP for fourth graders. That was the most interesting class I ever had. I loved all of them. They were
Yeah, that's
great.
a good
But like
age.
it was so random. Cause like there was this one specific little girl, her entire laptop was covered in Ice Spice stickers. And they would say like the most random like TikTok references, and I'm just like, wait a minute. And then like they all got in trouble because apparently like like when the whole like all white party whole celebrity thing came out, that's what these fourth graders were looking up on their computers.
What is that? All white party?
Oh, it was like the like all the drama that was happening with like Diddy and stuff.
Oh.
That's what they were looking up on their computers, and then they got reported.
Oh,
And then someone came into the
sweet.
class and she was like, "So I've been seeing that you guys have been looking at some interesting things on your computers." She's like, "Do you guys not understand we monitor everything
Wait,
you
you
look
were
up?"
there?
Yeah, it was so awkward. But I was helping the kid in the back with their math, and then this woman was like, "Okay, everyone, stop what you're doing." And she goes to the front and she like gives a lecture. And this one boy looked like he was about to cry, and he was like, "It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was my friend." No one even called him. He just started snitching, and I was like, "Dang."
Oh,
Um,
that shit, bro.
no, yeah, he got his conviction real bad. And then he was like, "But what?" But he was like, "But it was my friend. But it was my friend." But then the lady was like, "Okay, but it's still your computer." And then he was like, "But," it felt so bad, and I was trying so hard not to laugh. So I was like,
That shit in the corner.
and I was like, "Oh,"
Oh,
but
that's funny.
yeah, that was interesting. And then on my last day, and I was telling them, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be my last day," or like the day before my last day, I was like, "Next week is gonna be my last day. I'm gonna miss you guys." And then this one little girl comes out of nowhere and she was like, "No, it's not. You will be back." And I said, "Girl, unless I start getting paid after this, though."
They get attached. That's why kids are so precious.
No, yeah, 'cause they
Like
get
that.
attached really easily and they're so
Yeah.
sweet. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I feel like fourth graders are interesting for sure. But I did like a summer camp counselor thing, and I did
Yeah.
ages like 12 to 19.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just so hard relating with like a 12-year-old because like, I don't know what to talk to you about. But
I
then
think
it's
it's
like,
easier than like a high schooler.
I mean,
I don't know
kind of.
high
Some of the high schoolers
schooler.
that like I was like their college camp counselor, it was easier to relate with them. 'Cause we were just talking
Mhm.
about like old Disney shows, like Casey Undercover,
That's
Phineas
fair
and
enough.
Ferb, and all that
The
stuff. So,
age, yeah.
like they're still within Gen Z. I'm not that much older than them,
I
so I'm
think
just
12
like,
are they not Gen Z?
are they? Is 12 Gen Z? Isn't that?
What is the cutoff? My brother is 15 and he is Gen Z. Is it 2009? Is it 2010? So maybe they're not. Maybe
Yeah, I
they're
think it's 10.
less.
So
Yeah.
what is after Z Alpha? That's so crazy. That sounds
What
so
a
icky.
name.
Uh,
We got a
dang it.
letter.
My kids are my kid. If when I have kids in the future, they're gonna be Gen Alpha. That sounds so icky.
Gen Alpha.
Like that
Well,
just
Gen Z has so many stereotypes already now. Like
I
Gen
mean,
Z,
yeah. Gen Z is lucky a mess, so
I'm a
we need to
mess.
we not a mess, but like
I like
we
it.
do a lot. In a good way, in a good and bad way, kind of. It really just depends.
That's true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get back on topic. um,
Oh yeah, I had that teaching fellowship.
yeah.
And then I that's where I learned about the Flint, Michigan water crisis. If you don't know about that, it's like, yeah, the Flint governor like of Michigan decided to switch the city's like water source um to the Flint River, and people started sharing how they were getting like sick and like itchy because the water, like the pipes were corroded and there was lead in the water. So that was we got to teach that to like sixth graders, which was
Would have filed a
crazy.
lawsuit. Oh.
Yeah, there's a long case and just like, yeah, not fair. Telling them that it was okay, just sanitize it, just boil it. But anyways, teaching like sixth graders about that was really cool. And that was the first time I had heard about Flint, but it's a big like case in the US. And then even just like, yeah, fertilizer deals. So it was cool. Like the kids got to like, I don't know, like pretend they were lawyers, defendants, like they
Oh,
got to
that's
argue with
cute.
each other. I got to like work closely with like a girl who had just graduated college, so we were kind of like 4 years apart. So it was just really cool experience. And then I was like, wait, I want to do this for real. So I came to SC as a political
Fight on.
hate a political science major actually, because they had an environmental like policy concentration. But I took a poli sci like 100 class. I was so bored. I like fell asleep so many times in that class because it was like after lunch.
There's always that one class. It's just so boring.
Like it was a good professor. Like he was like funny. He was into the subject, but it's just like I don't want to
Like it wasn't your
deal
cup
with
of tea.
federalism. I don't want to deal with federalism anymore. I don't care. Like, but that was not my last course, even though I switched to environmental studies within the first week of class of my freshman year.
Very time efficient.
Yeah, I just boom, and I'm still in environmental policy concentration, but I've taken like all different classes. I appreciate the major so much because like hard sciences, chem bio, environmental ethics, like environmental econ, so all these different types of classes. So yeah, I got interested in it like gradually, I would say, in environmental studies.
Slow process.
Yes.
But you like where you're at now, so it's
Yeah.
good.
No, I love it. I couldn't like imagine do. I mean, I could imagine doing something else, but I couldn't. I'm like, this is just so interesting to me.
It fits you. Yeah.
And it's like never going away. It's like
That
a
too.
pressing
Like,
issue.
you'll never not have a job.
Yeah.
You ain't got to worry about that.
So it's
Job
Well,
security.
maybe the current administration. I don't go into government, but you know, let's
The
hope.
government's also kind of a mess right now, but
Yeah,
anyways,
but God, yeah, whatever.
question number 2. How do you personally try to live sustainably on campus or in your everyday life?
I jotted some things down. I think a lot of the time people think like individual actions don't really. There's like two sides of the coin. Some people are like, oh, individual actions don't matter at all because these problems are all down to like corporations and like governments to deal with. And some people are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a granola person. Should have said that. I don't know if I'm that granola anyway for the word, but I'm gonna be this granola person. This is my lifestyle, and like it's making this big impact. So there's like two sides of it.
I feel like it should be both, though.
Yeah,
Like,
I think so
it should
too.
be everyone's responsibility to make the world
Yes,
a better place.
I agree. But yeah, just some personal things I listed down, just like how we talked about in the beginning, just like conserving resources, whether that's light or water, even within like my apartment now with my roommates, or even like when you leave the house, making the AC eco mode so that it's not on when nobody's home, or the heat like when it's not on when nobody's home, and it's just like regulated and no like air is actually blowing out.
We started doing that because you mentioned it, and we're like, you should probably,
Yeah,
because she knows what she's talking about.
it's a good
So.
doing that. What else? Sorting waste. We have like three
No, she's
waste
serious about sorting waste. Like,
I'm not even that like it's I feel like I'm not doing too much, but like I get if it's like people who are just used to throwing their stuff in the trash. Even my family at home think I'm too much because we just recycle and do landfill here, and then I came to California and they do composting. Like that I didn't we don't do that at home. So
I mean, at least y'all recycle. I don't think we just have our
yeah,
trash.
I recycle. My family doesn't. I come back home and there's plastic water bottles in the trash can, and I know it's my dad, and he knows. Like I tell him, and he's like, "Oh, Sarah, the environmental like, bruh."
I feel like me and my family have tried, but no one remembers. And then I'm just like, yeah, I'm just like, it's okay. I just give
You just have to like drill it in your mind, like, or like, don't buy plastic water bottles, period, because USC stopped doing that, and it's amazing. And reusable water bottles are great.
Reusable water bottles, reusable food containers. So you can check out a food container and get food at the
Oh
diner.
yeah.
And then you wash it and bring it back, or you can get more food in it if it's clean. Just want to get.
Yeah.
But yeah, instead of giving us like the regular like disposable to-go boxes.
Yeah. So yeah, those are just some things I had put down. Oh yeah, 3-stream waste bins. If you can, it's just I feel like it's really easy to remember. Like landfill is just like anything that's just trash. Like recycling is like literally plastic, and like compost is like food. Like so, if you think about it simply in that way, but that's like one way. But I know that's not accessible to everybody, so do what you will with that. Transportation. I just ride a bike on campus, but walking is very much good as well.
Carbon emissions.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, those are some things that I put down. Yeah. What about you? I want to hear any environmental or sustainable actions in your life. AC one you mentioned.
Yeah, the AC one that Sarah mentioned. I recently did like a random interview on campus, and someone's like buying secondhand or like buying from thrift stores to help the environment. Because I forgot what she said, but she was like, it literally takes thousands of gallons of water to make a cotton shirt, and then even more thousands of gallons of water just to make a singular pair of jeans. And I was like, dang, that's actually really crazy. But she was like, yeah, buying secondhand, not buying from fast fashion, not like being an overconsumer. And then yeah, the whole plastic water bottle thing. Me and this 40-ounce water bottle me in this 40-ounce water bottle,
I'm at 30.
relax in for real,
I
for
think I'm
real.
32.
Like I have this with me all the time, 24/7. You will see me constantly at like the USC TCC, which is the Tudor Campus Center. I will be filling it up with water and ice every
Where do
single
you get
day.
ice? Oh, from the
Yeah, from the dispenser thing. Yeah,
yeah.
from the food court. Like I go fill up half ice, half water, and then as the ice melts, I get more water. Then I have water.
Water?
Like, oh, I really like ice. But like,
I was like,
yeah, I really like ice.
of
And then
course,
like
ice.
whenever, oh, like I need my water to be cold, like really,
But it
really
doesn't
cold.
like hurt your teeth or your
Not
mouth.
really. Yeah, I love cold water. It's actually bad.
Good.
I should not drink water that cold. But I just love cold water. And then like whenever I'm in class and I'm bored, I would just open it and I just eat the ice. Cause I also love
Oh,
eating
ice
ice.
is chewing ice is so that's I think that's my bad habit.
Yeah,
It's
I
so bad for your
love
teeth, right?
oh, I love chewing
But it's
ice.
so good. Do you know like the different types of ice? Like
Yeah,
which
Sonic
one's the
ice.
best ice?
I love Sonic ice because it's just so like I don't know how to explain the
It's the circle
consistency.
ones, right?
Yeah,
Like the
like
Chick-fil-A ice.
the Sonic and Chick-fil-A ice. That's my favorite ice. I love like they're just
Yes.
so like small. Like they're just great. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. No, I
I love
agree.
ice. But anyways, yeah, I guess those are like my things. Yeah, and going thrifting is so fun. Like getting to like
It
look through like
is.
all the different clothes and stuff.
It is.
But yeah, and you'll find like different like clothing stuff that you wouldn't find at like a regular store because it's either like discontinued or like really old, and then you can like make up like outfits out of it. Like a fun day
Yeah.
activity.
You should talk about you crochet. Start making
Oh
clothes.
wait, yeah, I crochet as well. What was it? In episode 1, the cat earring I was wearing, I crocheted that. I also made a bunch of crochet keychains. I was going to bring them and show it, but I forgot, but it's okay. I made a turtle. I made
Mm.
a mushroom puppet. I made a mini mushroom. I made a whale. And I made an octopus with a bow. They were really cute. I'm trying to start selling them, but I would need to just find a day to just sit down and make them in bulk. And my hands just be hurting. I'm just like, oh. But yeah, and then I made hats. I've had 2 sales so far. Went pretty good. An all white one and an all black cat ear beanie. Thank you to my 2 customers, Devon and Michelle. Uh,
I saw him wearing that.
yeah, you got it. Oh, really? Period.
I'm pretty sure because
Period.
show. Yeah.
Period.
Nice.
Okay, I feel happy. Anyway, because I was so stressed when I was making it because I thought he wouldn't like it. Because
I'm pretty sure it's
when we were talking, he
don't.
was like, because he saw me wearing mine to a NSB meeting, and then he was like, he was even low key stressed because he was like, what if she makes mine and it doesn't look like hers, and I have to pretend like I like it? And I was like, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, what if it doesn't look like mine and then you hate it? Like, I was so stressed the night before, and my roommate Anna, she was like, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. This is actually really bad. But it ended up being nice, and I was like, period. But yeah, I was very proud of that sale. And then Michelle, she hasn't got hers yet because we've both been busy. She's getting hers next week, I think. But yeah, hopefully she likes hers too.
Mm.
But yeah, crocheting is definitely like a good way to just like,
Yeah.
and like you can customize it however way you want. Same thing with sewing. Like if you sew or crochet or knit, like you're really good to just like make whatever you want and not have to worry about it being bad for the environment because you're making it with your own hands. And yeah,
Yay.
it is
It's
time
good.
consuming though, but
Yeah. So it's a cost.
yeah, just listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Question number 3. What's something you wish more people your age knew or cared about when it comes to the environment?
Yo, so much.
Let them
But
know. Let 'em.
I think a lot of the time people think like when they think I think a lot of time people just think of the word like the term climate change or global warming, which is like totally fair. Um, but there's like so much more than that, I feel like. And I think it's hard because you like think about this like big phenomenon of it's climate change or global warming, it's this global impact. Like we're not seeing that in our day to day, so it's kind of hard to like I guess empathize with it and be like, oh, like I care about this issue. But a lot of people do care about the issue because they're personally experiencing it.
Yeah.
So I think that's like a good insight to have. Um, even considering like we go to SC, like there's concrete everywhere. It's a major city. People are moving like quickly, but there's so many different people here. So yeah, I think it can be really hard to, yeah, just like see what it really means. Like what is environment? Like what is sustainability? actually mean. But I think what's really special about the environment is that it gives you experiences that like you can't replace. And this is something that like will be gone one day tentatively, maybe not in our lifetime, but that's what a lot of older generations are working towards right now. They're like,
Mm.
oh yeah, our kids or like our grandkids, like that's why a lot of older people care about climate change because
Yeah,
they're
to make
like,
the world a better place.
yeah,
So it's still like here and things are
yeah,
still like
it'll impact
working.
like
Yeah.
us, but maybe like the worst effects won't happen in our lifetime, but for our kids, like our grandkids, like
Yeah.
way in the future. But yeah, I think these like experiences that we have are really special. Like for example, like I grew up in Colorado, and we had snow like seasons. We had these experiences. I remember the first time I saw the ocean was in Atlantic City, New Jersey, funny enough. And I remember it was like this deep dark blue, like, and that's a core memory for me. One, because like my little brother started running towards the ocean,
Mm.
and I was like, sharks, sharks, and my mom was like screaming. My mom was screaming, and she was like pregnant with my other brother, and she was like, she was like chasing him. But anyway,
That would have stressed me out.
yeah.
It's like, why would you say that?
And my mom's friend was laughing.
No, yeah, I would have been laughing, but
Yeah, I was like, shark, shark. But these experiences, right? Like snow and like the ocean, like having these experiences in nature, I think are really special. And
mm,
like being able to have just like fresh air and like clean water, like again, they like hit people sometimes personally. Like we even talked about in the United States, like Flint, Michigan, like didn't have clean water. And there's plenty of instances like throughout the country and the rest of the world. But
yeah, like even with
yeah,
Guatemala, there were so many people that
yeah,
didn't have clean water. They didn't have
exactly.
like the resources to things that we have resources to here in the US. And there's even people in the US who also don't have resources to a lot of things. So it's just like things are constantly changing
Yeah,
for a lot of people in a lot of different ways.
yeah. So I think like yeah, it's like not about you, but it's also about you. Like it's
Yeah.
so I think because this is I think this interests me so much because it's like this impacts everybody.
Mm.
Like whether you want to admit it or not, it's like
Yeah.
you are living in like
It's
for
gonna
example,
get to
we live
you.
here.
It's gonna
It's
get to you.
coming.
It's coming.
No, Jesus is coming.
That too, period.
But like and we'll talk about that perspective later. I think it's interesting. But yeah, like we for example, like we go to school out in South Central LA. There's two highways like that go around the campus. There's like not a lot of trees, which take up
It's
pollution.
smelly, it's
Yeah,
stinky,
it's like a lot of people. There's a lot of concrete, so it gets when the sun is shining, it gets hot
really
because
hot.
of the albedo. Like all these things, right? Like all these things connect, and so that's like our experience here. But then it's different for like even if you're up in like NorCal or like even just like in West LA, 20 minutes away. Like it's very different experiences. So
Yeah.
it impacts everybody. It impacts people in different ways. There's connections to like race, like socioeconomic class, like history. So
Mhm.
I think yeah, it's just want people to know like it's more than just like climate change, global warming,
Yeah.
like what's in the media, like turtles and plastic and like those things are very prevalent now.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think just like a
We need to
broad
see the bigger picture.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I understand that it's hard too when
Yeah.
it's like this is my life here, like the AC is blasting on us right now, so it's
Yeah. Like you're not really thinking
it's like
about things like outside of your
yeah,
bubble necessarily. You're really just kind of like thinking about like
yeah.
the things that affect you personally, not really like other people and their experiences, which is what I said in the first episode about why I started this podcast in the first place. Like getting to know about people's like the experiences of others like outside of your direct circle, your direct friend group. Because when you think about it, you realize like so many people are going through like a lot of different things. And this is like one perspective that I've heard when it comes to like talking about the environment.
Mhm.
A lot of people are like, why should I put in so much effort to like fix and improve these things when I'm not the one who caused it?
Yeah.
Like, yes, and like that is a valid statement to say. Like, it's not your fault directly. Like, you're not the one who like caused all this to happen, but it's going to affect you. So you should still like try to help in whatever way you can, or like try to make some sort of improvement because it's gonna affect you, your future like kids, like generations. If you end up having kids, like it's gonna affect a lot of people. So even though you didn't cause it, you should still help. Like Jesus, he didn't cause all the issues we have in the world, but he still died for our sins. Let's stop that.
Hey,
Oh,
happy Easter.
like,
Tomorrow.
like, yeah.
What a good guy. That was good. Good connection. Yeah.
Let's get into the next question. This iPad will turn back on. The everything is going really good.
Period.
We've only been talking for 30 minutes.
We're efficient.
Period.
Hey.
Very, very timely. Yeah, there's literally only 2 more questions. Okay.
Okay.
How can students get involved with sustainability even if they're not environmental studies majors?
So many ways. Sustainability, let me tell you. Sustainability is in every single major, minor idea,
There are no excuses.
contemplation. Oh, this bro is looking. Hey. Okay.
Y'all can't
I
see
didn't know
this,
they
but
can hear.
the people like we're in a lounge right now, so like there's literally like a glass door right in front of us. So everyone who gets off the elevator, everyone who like passes by can like just directly stare into our soul and just see us in this room. And the amount of people who've like walked by and just stared,
I know.
like
I would be shocked.
yeah, or like giving us some type of look, and they're like, "What are they doing in there?" And I'm just like, I'm trying so hard not to laugh or like to give people eye contact. But you know,
He
it's
looks.
okay.
He looked right in.
No, he said, "I don't care. I'm gonna just stare right at y'all." Just waiting for one of us to look up. I was like, oh. But anyways,
But yeah, anything that you're interested in, sustainability is involved. Which I think is what I really appreciate about our school, like having really big sustainability initiatives. But I currently help co-chair the Student Sustainability Committee, which is under it's a long name, Presidential Working Group of Sustainability. So when our current president came to the university, she was very much about like sustainability efforts.
is she leaving?
But she's retiring. But she's going to
Someone
be
said she's still staying as like
yeah,
as
she's going to be
faculty.
tenured right away, tenured faculty.
I mean, if I
Yeah,
was the president of the whole school and y'all didn't give me tenure,
Right.
you're gonna have a problem. This is what
But
you.
it's cool because she's going to be in like biological sciences, so maybe I could take her class. But
She said, as
yeah.
president, y'all stress me out, but I will still make my money.
She said that? Oh, no, she
no, he didn't. No, she did not.
that was
But she's staying.
yeah. I was like, wow, I thought you would just leave. Like,
No, yeah, I thought she was like
but-
up and out of here, but
I
like,
know.
bye, y'all stress me
Like,
out
no.
enough. But she said, no,
Yeah.
I still want that check.
Yeah.
So-
But when she came, she was very much about like sustainability initiatives on campus. So that was
yeah, like she started different things.
Yeah, when I mentioned the getting rid of the plastic water bottles,
Mhm.
yeah, just like crazy stuff on campus, like Assignment Earth, and like all these goals that USC has for the
She
future.
had that
net
Michelle
zero.
Obama effect on USC. Like when Michelle like changed all like the different like lunches and made everything like
exactly.
healthy and all that stuff. That's
Yeah.
that's what she did. She said, let me do that here.
Yeah. So yeah, she came and did a lot of stuff. So anyway, she started this committee, the Presidential Working Group or the PWG, and then there was a student sustainability like committee underneath that. So this is a really cool org because you can be any major or minor, undergrad and grad students. And I've been involved since my freshman year. And I'm environmental studies, so I got really lucky. They like still wanted me because they do very much like prioritize diversity in it. But it's so cool.
That makes sense.
Yeah, my co-chair, he's a grad student. He's in Thornton studying like popular music education, and he's very much into like sustainability through like he has a band, like he's like older. He has a band already. They've done like solar powered like shows, like concerts. Yeah, like up in Berkeley.
I
Like
feel like USC should like have something like that, like an environmental like fair or something to like show people like ways that they can be more sustainable. Or like have that guy perform, like him and his band perform, and like show them like solar powered. If anyone from USC is listening, y'all should take some of these ideas.
He performed back in like 2018, which is a while ago. But even last week we had the Arts and Climate Collective, Arts and Climate Festival, which had like different artists even who were showcasing their work, different like nonprofits that had come. So yeah, you can get involved. On campus or off campus? It was on campus.
Wait, where?
At Founders Park. And there was food and it was vegan like burritos and it was
I really don't pay any attention when there's the only reason I find events on campus is if I'm randomly scootering around.
You could have eaten,
and then I see it, and I'm just like, wait, what day of the week was it?
It was last
Tuesday. Oh, Tuesdays are my most full days. Like I have class straight from 9 a.m. to like 7, so I'm not gonna be outside. Yeah.
But yeah, that committee, so good. I've benefited so much from it. You get like it's cool because it's like an administrative working group, like compared to like student clubs, like which do a lot more work together. But we get like in communication with like the chief sustainability officer here, like different faculty and staff who are on the committee, and can do like it's like a project based club where you suggest projects and you talk to like different bureaucratic people within USC. Like there's a whole zero waste team. So yeah, just really cool thing. Even like landscape architecture, like of USC, the people who like manage like trees and
Have
like
there been any
plants.
like things that you've suggested that they've done?
Oh, my freshman year, I feel like I was kind of just like, but then my sophomore year, I started a project called USC X UPN, and the UPN standed for University Park Neighborhood. So it was USC like collaborating with the University Park Neighborhood, which is just the local community around here. Because I feel like we're doing a lot of sustainability initiative work on campus, but
Yeah.
like the local community is not really like
Yeah,
getting
like USC is
involved in
basically
that.
like smack dab in the middle of like
The
a
neighborhood.
neighborhood. Like we really just we're in
Yeah.
like the most random place if you really think about it. Like it's like
Yeah.
a neighborhood and we say move, put the
Yeah.
school right there. And I was like,
That's what you do when you have money.
yeah, I was just like,
Yeah.
like yeah, like when you're on USC campus, you're like, okay, and then you like leave campus and you're like, it's like a whole different vibe. Like it's just really random. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
So
about
much
that.
stuff is constantly happening like around campus and like I don't know, it's really random. And then there were coyotes on campus like a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I don't know how that didn't get flags for like I don't know, it's not a sustainability. It's just like a
And safety issue.
yeah, like
Like
but someone was telling me that like since the wildfires they came down from the wildfires because their home is
oh.
destroyed. And I
And one
was
of our
like,
friends
she
literally got bit on the ankle.
why'd you smoke?
Like, like hello.
Oh, you're watching.
If
Yeah,
you're
you
listening.
are.
But I'm just like, that is so crazy. The way I would email all my professors and be like, I've been injured. I can't make it to class. If there's mandatory attendance, can you email me the code? I'm not coming. I'm so sorry.
I
But
have yet to
no.
see one.
Yeah, I haven't seen one. I didn't even do the signs until Shalom. She literally pointed out a sign and she was like, have you not seen these? And I was like, what are you talking about? And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, 'cause
oh,
the Arts and Climate Festival was in Founders Park, and
yeah.
that's where the signs are, and you weren't at the festival.
I was like, I did not see any of the signs until someone like explicitly was like, Elizabeth, it's right there. And I was like, oh,
They're literally red and yellow, like themed USC.
yeah, I was not.
Beware, do not touch the coyote.
Yeah, I was not paying attention. And I was like, ooh, but
Yeah.
I still haven't seen one. I low key have been looking around, being like, yeah, can I
I
find
know.
one? But I haven't found
Yeah.
any.
I was riding my bike last night from home from class. I have this like late class, and I was like, what if one like comes behind me and like
No, yeah, like whenever I'm on my scooter, sometimes I start looking back, and I'm just like, imagine a coyote just chasing my scooter, and I have to start like swiver,
start pedaling?
like
Yeah.
just swerving all. Oh, that
Yeah.
would stress me out. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
My
I know.
professors would be getting a prompt email. I'm not coming to any of our classes for the rest of the week. Thank you. 'Cause,
Yeah.
no.
Do all the things with sustainability. There's I plugged that group because I've been in it like my whole college life. But there's also environmental student assembly that's under the undergrad USG undergrad student government. They accept of course everybody too. They have really cool events too. Last week they had Leah Thomas here. Do you know who she is? Intersectional environmentalist. She's like she did she go to she went to Chapman and then she started like coining the term intersectional environmentalist.
Did she also do environmental
I
studies?
think so. And she's black. She's a black sister in
Very
space, and there's few of us, so eight. And so she's really cool. She came here, like she started a whole org called Earth Sessions, which is like again concerts and like environmental stuff. So there's so many people, even in business, like environmental social governance, ESG, because corporations a lot get a lot of like just bad rep. And because I see the reasons, but yeah, just like being like taking into account like environmental costs is a big thing now because renewable energy is gonna be cheaper and more economically sound for companies.
Or like people
Um,
having like solar panels.
yeah, like renewable, like solar panels, wind, like hydropower through like dams. Like it's gonna be cheaper actually, so it's economically
Yeah,
incentive.
because a lot of people in my neighborhood back home, this is like kind of related, but like a lot of people in my neighborhood, including me and my family, we got solar panels. So like,
Got solar panels?
yeah, because my mom was like, you know what? Because she was talking to someone at her work about it, and they're like, that'd be like a really good way to first off save money and
Yes.
also like help reduce your electricity bill. Because I live in a
Yes.
family of seven.
Oh,
Something's always plugged in. Someone's always
yeah.
watching something. And mom was like, yeah, this bill is way too high. So yeah, we got solar panels installed like mid 2024, maybe earlier. I low-key don't remember the time period, but
We still don't have them.
yeah.
Come on, father. I'm confused.
But yeah, I don't know. But the thing with solar panels is when you first get them installed, they don't really help your bill that much. Like they really don't until like sometime after. and you still have to make sure to like turn your lights off and all that stuff, and then like the solar panel cost will start reflecting your bill and be like, okay, my bill's getting lower. But if you just continue to have the same habits, like just keep all your lights on still, the solar panels aren't going to help you. You're still going to have to
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like getting the solar panels to help you, but you also have to help yourself by not keeping lights on, not keeping things constantly plugged in, not wasting water, all these different things. Like a combination
You like
thing.
that word.
I love that word though.
But that's
Yeah.
the thing about environmental stuff. Like, it doesn't just happen. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it
why
takes
it's so
time.
hard and like so
Impatience.
interesting and like so because these problems happen over time. Like, they didn't just like so going back all the way to like ice ages, you know. But then seeing how like the time that we're in is like the worst because it's like clear human like impact. Like, it's not just like because like you know temperatures fluctuate like over like Earth's like history,
We're messing things up.
but this is like you know human impact is very clear. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, get involved
We
in
need to do better,
anything
guys.
because
We all need to do
you can even if you have questions like in your field. I promise there's something.
yeah, you can do something. There's no excuses that can be made in this situation.
Yeah. Even if you're like, but I know a lot of people are like scared and like worried, so they just throw in the towel. They're like, I don't want to. I can't
Yeah.
do anything because
So
we're
some
gonna
people are
die.
like, if I don't do anything, then I'm not directly impacting it, so it's not my fault. But
Yeah,
you also not doing anything isn't helping the situation. So I guess someone
yeah.
could still blame you. So
But this is not a guilt trip.
yeah, it's not a guilt trip. I'm not trying to do that, but like,
This is just a
you
call to
know,
action. You know.
yeah, call to action. Like
Yeah.
we can all do something if we all put our minds to it, and that's what we're trying to get at. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and the last question, wait,
Crazy.
yeah, I guess the last two questions.
Okay.
What gives you hope when it comes to the future of the planet?
I am a Christian.
Period.
Woman of God. Fingers
Period.
crossed. No, yeah, I think it's so interesting that I can have this perspective. It's crazy because a lot of environmentalists are like very just like open, flowing with the wind, quite literally, with their ideas, with their actions. Um, but
Running on vibes.
yeah, and so that can be kind of challenging. I think just being interested in this space, but I do know that like who created all of this?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus and the Lord. So
Mhm.
I think it really gives me, I think, hope to know that like I know this is not our forever home and know that. And that
Yeah.
doesn't mean I can just like sit back and like, okay, heaven.
Like
I'm
we need
gonna
to treat
pray
the
about it.
world as something that's important. Because yeah, this is not our forever home. This is something that
Yeah.
we're being lended. Like we're technically kind of
Yeah.
like being like renters. And if you went to
Mhm.
go rent somewhere, would you trash it and let it like look bad before you leave? No, you wouldn't. Because when you rent somewhere, you're gonna make sure to clean it up, make sure it looks as best as possible, so you can get your deposit check back. Exactly. So we
Hey.
need to think about the planet in that same type of way. You need to do everything you gotta do to just help make things look as nice as possible. Even if it's like small things, because small things like compile over time.
Yeah.
Like no one's saying you have to change the world in like a day. Like that's obviously not gonna happen. But one small step,
Yeah.
something, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's really important. And yeah, just considering the gift that God has given us through creation, like being good stewards, that verse in Genesis gets like misconstrued a lot, I think, where it's like, oh yeah, God gave us the dominion over like the earth and that we can use it to whatever we can. But you know, extraction and like sin and like the desires of the flesh and like just take, like that's not of God. And so that's like what this human
God was
crisis
the
is.
most giving person. He gave up his life. So like why would we not also be
Yeah.
giving and like generous and helpful to others and the things around us?
Yeah. And that doesn't mean you have to like live off the grid and like
Yeah.
forfeit everything. You know, it's just like what is the worth of the earth given to us by our creator and like the responsibility that we have there, and it's such
Yeah.
a gift like when you see like
No,
when you
the
get out
map
of the
is
city and you
beautiful.
go like I mean there's this Guatemala mug and we mentioned it earlier, like we went to Guatemala together for a mission trip, like even just like of course there's environmental issues everywhere in like
Yeah.
big cities, but like seeing like just volcanoes like and greenery just like there or like you know
That's
just
been
like
very
being
crazy.
able, yeah, being able to appreciate like plots of grass on this campus. Be like,
Oh,
wow, the trees are so pretty. Like, look at that. Like, it's just like on campus, and it just looks
yeah,
like
like
so
so many
pretty.
students like in the area
Yeah.
near like the USC fountain, there's like a bunch of grass around it. Students are like laying out there. Whenever it's a good
Hmm.
day, the whole place is packed. Like students are just
Yeah.
like laid up everywhere, having like picnics,
Yeah.
doing their homework outside. Like everyone just has so much more energy when they're outside and just like
Yeah.
sunlight, and just feel better.
Yeah.
I'm just like, if we didn't have that, I feel like USC would be really depressing.
Yeah.
Like if you could never sit outside and have like good sunlight or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that gives me a lot of futures. Like, there's also a lot of people who are interested in this work. Like, I mentioned, like, I don't know, like representation is really important. I think I'm just really encouraged by like, yeah, there's just so much innovation, like so much, like so many people doing things. Like, it's not only up to like government and like the Environmental Protection Agency and like the United Nations. Like, people are just doing things that are just really cool to see. Even within engineering, like hydrogen, like powered like airplanes, and like
Trying to help
these
the
big ideas.
sky, help the air,
Yes,
help everything.
or like carbon offsets, which I don't know how I feel about, but like there's really cool things that are happening. So I'm just like encouraged that like yeah, we'll be reconciled to God one day, and yet like he gives us this to be able to like steward now, like to be able to be present here now, and like have people be able to see like the love of Christ like through that.
Like people
It's
are
really
coming up with
special.
like new ways to help the environment like every single day that are like completely out of the box. Like you would have never thought of it. So like there's ways to do things that no one's really like thinking about for real. Until you like take the time to sit down and like think about it.
Yeah.
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 Okay. And then the last question of today is under like the fun section. I don't really know if this is fun fun
Okay.
question, but um what is one yeah. What is one sustainable product or habit you think everyone should try?
Oh, product or habit?
Yeah. I feel like the default one is like a water bottle.
Yeah. People, when this is not that crazy actually. When you go to sleep, so you have like a cord, right? Like a what are those called? Like the power head with like it has like different like outlets like within one strip.
Yeah,
Power strip, right?
I think so.
When you go to
A
sleep,
surge
yeah, like
protector?
a surge. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When you go to sleep, you should turn off this like the actual surge protector and unplug your charger. Which sounds like doing a lot, but like every night, right? I'll be
Wait, can you
done
not just unplug the
the
surge
light.
protector from
You can.
I was really quick. Then I have
But
to
I
plug them
don't.
all back in
But
in
you
the
can.
morning. I'm just
That's
like,
so
oh.
smart. So it wasn't that crazy. Yeah, just unplug it because the electricity is still
Yeah, the
flowing.
electricity's still flowing. Yeah, because when my mom got our electricity bill back, we were like, there's no way
Yeah.
this high. And they're like, it's because you gotta keep everything plugged in at night. So literally my task when I'm home is before everyone like when everyone's like on their way to bed, like after we do like our family Bible study, I literally go downstairs, lock all the doors, make sure all the windows are closed, and I go unplugging everything.
Why you do that? You're better than me.
Yeah, I literally go unplugging everything. My mom is like, so is everything unplugged and all the doors are locked and all the windows are closed and
Wow.
blah blah blah. And it's like, got done. I don't know who does it when I'm not home, but
No.
I'm like, who's doing this when I'm not home? So I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah. Whenever I'm home, I will be checking all the doors, making sure everything's unplugged. But yeah, I mean, I my phone stays plugged in all night because I kind of need it for the next day. So I'm just like,
I don't charge my phone overnight.
wait,
And it's
really?
always like, yeah, it's like what percentage?
Oh,
It's like 74.
I feel like my phone dies really easily. Also, my phone is just kind of janky because I have no storage on it, so it kind of like totally kills itself. But that's a me problem.
Oh yeah, if you have like that reminds me, if you have like dead batteries, you should not put them in the trash, but recycle them in an electric recycling. If you go to USC, there's one in the Sustainability Hub, which is across the CBCSA and the Student Union, and that's like
Is
batteries,
it that
tech, and you
one
can
place
out.
inside like that's have like the swap thing? Like you can like swap.
Clothes?
I
Is that
think because
it?
they have like this like section where you can like swap things out for
Oh, I
other
think so.
things.
Yeah, it's like CBCSA, and then it's like you just go right across, and it says USC
Yeah.
Sustainability.
Yeah,
That's the best
yeah,
place ever.
I've been in there like once or twice last semester. Because when they talked about the swap thing, I was like, "Ooh, what can I swap?" I didn't say anything I wanted, so like, oh, never mind.
No, it's
But
great. It's a
yeah,
great place. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many like really pretty and like cool places on campus. If you are on a college, if you're a college student listening to this and you haven't explored your campus, you should. Your tuition's paying for it, so might as well explore all the study rooms, all like the campus activities. Like if there's a campus activity for a club and there's food, you will see me there. Even if I've never been to a club,
Lizzie, oh,
I
year
will
was
be
it?
there.
Freshman and
I
sophomore year was so bad. You had so much free stuff.
No, yeah. No, yeah. My freshman year, it was so bad. Cause every time there was free stuff, I'd be like it's like that TikTok video. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. I would take everything. It would be so bad. But yeah,
Where's all that stuff?
oh, I had to give it all away.
To
Cause like, oh, I didn't give it to anybody. But like, they had a
donated it?
yeah, they had like this big old donation bin outside of like the housing building that I lived in. And they're like, if there's anything that you know you don't want or you can't keep, just put it in the donation bin. So I had to donate a lot of stuff. Or
That's nice.
some of it, I FaceTime my parents and my siblings, and I was like, do any of you guys want any of this stuff? So I just filled my suitcase with like the stuff they wanted. And I was like, presents for everybody. And it was all just like a bunch of the free t-shirts and stuff that I got. And they were like, you should just bring it home. And I was like, the way when I went home my freshman year, I think I had like two, maybe three check luggages. It was actually very ridiculous.
No, I feel like that's kind of normal. I had 2 checks.
No, like not coming to USC, like going back home after freshman year because I had so much stuff I wanted to take back home. So I brought way too much stuff also.
I know, always overpacked.
Yeah, I overpacked
Yeah.
a lot. Even like when this semester ends, there's stuff I need to take back home because I have too many things here. Because I FaceTime my mom and I gave her like an apartment tour, and she was like, "We're literally gonna need to like get a U-Haul for the stuff you have and possess. Like, there's no way you're
You
getting all of that back here." And I was like, "My bad, sorry." Who is they? Anyways, um, but yeah, I was like, "Dang, well, okay." Oh wait, that's the last question. Do you have anything else you want to add?
um what do I want to add?
People are so
Thank you for
loud.
having me. Yeah,
Of
hopefully you
course.
can't hear the audience. Thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm really passionate about this. So if we know of each other, and if you have questions, please feel free to ask. But yeah, I think it's really exciting. I think it's like yeah, a subject that's like on and going, impacts all people, brings us together. Which is really exciting to see even though a lot has been changing with the current administration, yeah, just a lot of discouraging things, whether that's like removing grants, like connections between the environment and diversity, equity and inclusion. Like, there's a lot of discouraging stuff, but even like endangered species, like removing like stuff about that. So, yeah, a lot of discouraging stuff, but I think I'm really encouraged just by like even my fellow like environmental studies like people here, just like what different people are doing across the country, across the world. So yeah, if you just do one little thing, like take a shorter shower, like don't just like stay under the water,
I could definitely work
it's
on
like
that. My
yeah,
shopping.
little things, and it will, even if it, I don't know, like makes yourself feel a little better, you're making an impact, so yeah, it's a good thing.
But yeah, oh, side note, we were talking about this before I pressed record and we started talking. One like environmental thing that I don't like paper straws. Paper straws get on my
Yeah,
nerves
paper
so
straws. Gross.
bad. Because why am I drinking my drink and then my um straw is doing the wave in my cup going like why are you
I was just
dissolving
thinking of yeah,
in
like,
my cup?
and
Like
then it goes on your lips.
Like it just makes me so upset, and then I have to go get another one, and I'm like, that
Yeah,
is just defeating the purpose of this
I know.
being sustainable.
That's why I don't be using like straws at all unless they're like metal. Like I feel like I'm kind of. Let me not just be drinking from
Yeah, I
cup.
feel like whenever like the whole like metal straws thing with like there was like that big wave of everyone being like, oh, everyone get a metal straw. Literally every event I went to when they were giving out
Hmm.
like free like they're like, oh, go to that table get some free stuff. Da-da. It was always a metal straw.
And a little
Always.
spoolie to clean it.
Yeah, a little spoolie to clean it.
Yeah.
Like always a metal straw. Or like they would do a giveaway at like an event that I went to, a pack of metal straws every single time. And I'm just like, I get it, but like I don't want another pack of straws. I have enough. It's okay. But yeah. Yeah.
That reminds me of I also bring like a little pouch of like reusable utensils with me, like because I
Oh,
usually eat like if I eat lunch, like usually don't come home like ever. So I just have like a little pouch of reusable, so like I don't have to use a plastic fork every time. Like I
that
just
makes
have like
sense.
a little fork with me or a knife or a spoon, so I can just use that and then I wash it, and then it's like a container, but it's
Yeah.
utensils. So.
Trader Joe's has like the wooden like
Oh yeah,
forks and knives that a
gosh.
lot of people end up taking. So I
Yep.
usually either get from that or I'll get my food and then scooter home and then eat it when I get
Yeah,
there.
it's always that option
Yeah.
too.
Sometimes sitting on campus, I'm just like, ugh. And I'm just like, I don't feel like eating on campus. And I'm like, I'm gonna leave. So I just scooter back.
Yeah,
But then I end up being late to class because I'm in
bruh.
my apartment and I lose track of time as I'm eating. Because whenever I eat, is anyone else like this? I feel like a lot of the world is like this. When you're eating, you have to watch something. I can't just eat in silence. Or like, because some people are like, oh yeah, just eat your food. You don't need to watch anything. But no, until I have my show queued up and like my drink or like my nice cold water and I've gotten my ice and my food is warmed up if it got cold during the transport,
Oh,
I'm not eating. Like I can't. It's just the vibe would be off, or like the setting of it. Like it's just not.
my mom does not like that. I watch like vlogs. I don't know when I started doing that, like watching while eating. Sometimes it's nice to just like turn everything off because it's like I've been hearing too much today. But yeah, my mom does not like that. She's like, "Do you see the example you set for your brother?" Now he
Yeah.
tells me whenever she tells him, like she's like, "Oh yeah, Sarah can do it, so why can't I?" So,
Mhm.
but I get it.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Mine was the same thing because like my little brother like bring his like iPad or
Mm,
something because like the school that he goes to, they give all of them like iPads for like school purposes, but they can still access YouTube on it. So like he'll have his
that's
iPad with him all the time, just like watching something. My mom was like, "Why do you have that at the dinner table?" So I'm just like, "Ooh, I'll put that away." But
yeah.
yeah, and then like all of us, literally, it'd be like the seven of us at the table. Everyone has their phone out doing something, and I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
man. And then yeah, I got to a certain point. My mom was like, "This is ridiculous. Everyone, put your phone away." And then we would just like talk and chit chat. And I'm just like, oh,
It's kind of nice.
but yeah, I don't know. There's definitely like, how did we get on this topic?
I have no idea.
No, I really don't. How did we? Because we started with paper straws,
Oh yeah,
but how did we get
food,
to?
watching stuff.
Oh yeah, then it was food, and then yeah. Hey, good period. So that is. I don't. Yeah. Do you have anything else to say? Because I don't really have anything. Okay.
No,
Period.
be green during Earth Month. You could go on a hike. You could go do something at
Yeah,
least
you
for
can
the
go.
month.
Oh,
Just do. Oh, it's not Earth Month. In commemoration of Earth Month,
pretend
when
it's
you
yesterday.
yeah, just go do something nice for the planet.
Yeah. Yeah. Go on a nice hike. I can't really say that with my with like honestly, I don't like hiking personally.
That's okay.
Um,
There's plenty of other
yeah, because there was this one hike we
days.
went on. The amount of stairs that were on this hike, like it was a completely like the majority of like the hike was like paved, not paved. It had like wooden like stairs. I felt like I was about to die and collapse. I was like, I can't. We were on that hike because I literally turned on my Apple Watch as soon as we started the hike. We were on that hike for almost 2 hours, just constantly uphill, constantly uphill. And then some of the guys literally like exercising and like just jumping up the steps. And I'm just like, and I'm literally in the back and it's like, I can't breathe.
Trains your endurance.
And then everyone has to like at a certain point, at least one person would constantly be like, "Are you okay?" And I'd be like, "No, I'm not okay. I want to go back." And they're like, "The only way out is through." Ah, no,
Hey,
no. So like, oh, but
not
yeah,
down, but
or yeah,
back down. Wait.
but like it literally just kept going up, and I'm like, "How are we supposed to get out of here?" And then like the way out was another set of stairs, and then we finally like slowly like
I like
went
hikes.
down, and
One
I
of the
was like,
beautiful hikes I've ever been on.
was it really? It was really pretty. It really was. There were a couple areas where it was kind of like slippery, and I thought
Mm,
someone was gonna fall or something, but we were all fine.
yeah.
But yeah, it was exhausting. And then we went biking. My legs were on fire to the point where I literally like the whole group was ahead of me. The person who was in the back of me, they were like the designated caboose. Is one of our like mentors. I felt so bad for him because I literally was like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. I can't breathe. I got off the bike and I started walking
I didn't know
for
that.
like 10 minutes. And then he was like just slowly biking behind me. And then I looked back and I was like, I'm sorry. But I was like, I can't do this right now. Like I was just so out of breath. And I was like, yeah, my legs were so tired. And everyone's like, you should stand on the bike. And I'm
But
just
yeah,
like, no. I was like, it's okay. I'm not doing that.
whatever.
But
Life's too
yeah,
short.
and then we started going downhill. I finally got back on the bike, and I was like, thank God. And then we finally got back to the beginning. And I was like, oh, that was a lot.
You learn what you like and stuff. So, or eat a vegan meal or a vegetarian meal. You know, there's little things. Yeah,
Yeah. Some vegan vegetarian food is looking kind of good, but some of
yeah,
it
for
is
sure.
like, it's definitely hit or miss though. Because I've tried some stuff, I'm just like,
I think the only thing that's like
it's kind of
kind
nasty.
of bad is like when they pretend to do meat.
Or
That's like the
like the
only.
fake
That's like
meat
the only.
alternatives. Yeah.
That's like only really. But everything else is fire. Like if you season things well.
Yeah, if you seasoning goes a long way when
Yeah,
you're not eating like beef or chicken or something. Like
yeah,
seasoning goes a long way.
yeah.
Yeah. So, period. That's a wrap on this segment, but now we're going to get into the most important segment, the part that leaves you with something even deeper to think about as the week ends or wraps up, or whenever you're listening to this,
Yeah.
whatever point of the week that you're at, it'll give you something to use for the rest of the week, rest of the month. I don't, whatever you want to use it for, but use it for something. And we are going to get into the segment I call. Why did I say it like that? We're going to get into the segment that I called Sip of Scripture. And for today's sip of scripture, we're going to look at Genesis 2, verse 15. And it says,
I said okay.
oh, sorry.
Sorry.
And it says, can I not read? Jeez. Okay. The Lord took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. And then we're also going to look at Psalms 20. That sounds so unnatural to say. I say Psalms. That's like,
Oh.
but everyone's like, what? There's no Psalms. My bad. Psalms 24, verse 1. The earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. And from these two verses together, they really just like shine a light on like the truth because we are not owners of this world of the world that we're in. We're not owners of the earth at all. We are the caretakers. That's what God put us on this planet for. He put us here to be caretakers of the earth. So the word we walk on, the ground that we walk on, the place that we live in, and the benefits that come from it are not for us to misuse. We're placed here with purpose to care and not to just overconsume or like just take advantage of the things that God is providing us with. It was God's before it belonged to us, and it'll be His long after we pass. But while we're here, He's called us to take care of it, not just the trees and the oceans and the people, not just the things around us, but also the air, the animals, every corner of God's creation needs taking care of. Like, we can't just neglect the things around us and be like, oh, that's not my problem. But it is your problem, though. Like, it's going to affect you eventually. And when we treat creations and things that gives us with respect, we're honoring the creator. Like, for example, if your friend gave you something to borrow,
Mm.
or like if your friend like gave you like a cardigan or something to borrow, are you gonna misuse it and like get it all dirty and give it back to them all like ripped up and tattered? No, you're gonna make sure to take care of it because you know it doesn't belong to you. And you're putting that thing at like some type of not like a higher standard, but like you're putting care into this like thing that you're borrowing because you know it's not yours and you want to give it back in good pristine condition. Kind of like when you go somewhere or like you go to visit someone's house or like you just go anywhere and you're like, I want to leave this better than it was when I came here. Like I want to have like some type of impact or something. Like whenever we go somewhere with A2F or like when we go on like a retreat or something, we always make sure to like clean wherever we're staying at. And like our thing is we have to leave it better than it was when we got here. Like to deep clean, wash all the dishes, do the laundry if there's any bedding that needs to be done, like just clean up the area around us. There's always gonna be some type of siren out. But yeah, so I guess the takeaway that you guys can get from this is live like a steward, not like an owner.
Mm.
So whether it's recycling, using less water like we've been talking about, or just being more aware of what you're consuming, how much you're consuming of things, like how you're taking care of things, and just continue to ask yourself, am I tending to what God gave me or am I taking it for granted? Because I feel like we as people often like take a lot of things for granted without thinking about it. So it's just like being more intentional with what you're doing. And then yeah, it can be like small things like picking up the trash, using less plastic, supporting sustainable brands. Like everyone needs to start somewhere, but every act of worship, when it's done with stewardship in mind and in the right heart, is honoring God at the end of the day. So let's be people who care because we're called, not because it's trending. 'Cause a lot of people are like, "Oh, let me do all this stuff because it's trending." But as soon as the trend is over, they go right back to what they were doing before. Like, did you not learn from what you just did? Like, I don't understand. But yeah, do you have anything you want to add? Oh, I guess that's it. Well, okay, but yeah, just make sure to take care of the things that you're given. Don't take the things that you're given for granted, and just like reflect on how you personally can do better in some way, shape, or form to help the environment or just the things or the people around you, as well as motivating other people. Because no one wants to do anything alone. Because if you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this and this and that, and like all your friends are like, you can do that by yourself, or like da da da. Like if I went to Sarah's apartment and she was like, you should recycle, and I just got to put the recycling in the trash, like no, like you need to.
I would dig it out.
But
But anyways,
yeah, like you need to do things together with people because like doing things together honestly just makes things a lot easier than having to like do things by yourself.
yeah.
But yeah, period.
Thank you.
Okay. And with that, that's a wrap on today's episode. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed. Sarah was a very great guest. If you guys want her back, y'all should comment. Y'all should comment
Hashtag.
because this podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, as well as on YouTube. So if there's any guests that you guys have seen that you guys would like back, and you guys would have any questions that you'd like to ask said guest who have been on the pod, you can comment. You can also there's an interest form of some sort in the bio of the Instagram at @fillmymug_podcast. You guys can put guest suggestions in there. You guys can put topic suggestions, any questions you have. So if you guys have any input you would like to give, leave it there, please and thank you. Yeah, just make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Make sure to follow on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Follow on Instagram to stay up to date with any new post or any new guest or anything that is coming up. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to share this with people because a lot of people could learn from what was said today. Put it in your family group chat, your friend group chat, your physics, math group chat, class
Okay.
group chat, whatever you want to put it in a chat somewhere that someone else can hear the things that you heard that you were just so touched by. You can like have that impact others too. Spread the wealth,
Yeah.
spread the knowledge,
Yeah.
spread the yes. But yeah, so that's a wrap on today's episode. I hope you guys have a blessed morning, afternoon, evening, or night. I finally said it right this time. And with that, your tea has been served. Bye.
Thank you.